Hello everyone, we thank you for joining us. As we all know, an important initiative has been taken by the Government of India in the form of the PLI 2.0 scheme for promoting domestic IT hardware manufacturing. Let's delve into the details of this scheme and understand its significance in this session. Promoting domestic IT hardware manufacturing, the PLI 2.0 scheme unveiled. Let's begin with an introduction and background of the PLI 2.0 scheme. The Indian government recognizes the crucial role of the electronics industry in our country's economy. To attract investments and promote domestic manufacturing, the government has launched the Production-Linked Incentive (PLI) 2.0 scheme for IT hardware. This scheme aims to provide financial incentives and create a favorable environment for the production of electronic goods, particularly in the IT hardware sector. The demand for electronic goods in India has been steadily rising, with domestic production increasing from 3,17,331 crore rupees in the year 2016 to 17 to 6,40,810 crore rupees in 2021 to 22. However, India's share in global electronics manufacturing is still relatively low at 3.75% in FY 2021 to 22. To reduce reliance on imports and boost domestic production, the government aims to increase manufacturing capabilities in the IT hardware sector. The primary objective of the PLI 2.0 scheme for IT hardware is to incentivize and promote domestic manufacturing by attracting large investments in the value chain. By providing financial incentives, the government aims to encourage the localization of IT hardware components and subassemblies, leading to increased production within the country. Under the scheme, an average incentive of approximately 5% will be offered for the localization of IT hardware items mentioned in Annexure B of the scheme documents. The initial focus will be on localizing printed circuit board assembly, PCBA, and assembly, with the requirement to add at least one component or subassembly each year from the optional list. Special emphasis has been placed on incentivizing the manufacturing of semiconductors, as they are vital components in most target segments. The incentives offered will gradually decrease over the years as outlined in Annexure B. Now, let's talk about the target segments covered under the PLI 2.0 scheme for IT hardware. The scheme covers several target segments, including laptops, tablets, all-in-one PCs, servers, and ultra-small form factor USFF devices. Who will benefit from this scheme? The PLI 2.0 scheme aims to benefit domestic manufacturers, investors, and the overall economy. By incentivizing domestic manufacturing, the government seeks to create employment opportunities, reduce import dependency, and position India as a global hub for IT hardware production. Let's discuss the eligibility criteria for the PLI 2.0 scheme. The scheme is open to global and domestic companies manufacturing IT hardware in India. Applicants will be ranked based on eligibility criteria in the scheme guidelines. Selection will be based on ranking and projected PLI, subject to budget availability. Each applicant can submit only one application. Existing PLI scheme applicants can participate as new entrants if they haven't claimed incentives. Existing applicants wanting to claim incentives can participate in the next year if selected. Eligibility is based on incremental investment and net sales thresholds, annexure to the scheme. Investment in contract manufacturing facilities counts towards the applicant's investment. Incremental investment by component subassembly manufacturers can also be counted. Shortfalls in investment result in a proportional reduction in PLI, up to 40%. Estimated PLI amounts are based on incremental sales and localization plans. Firmware for servers must be sourced from Indian or trusted foreign sources certified by MIT. Eligibility under PLI 2.0 does not affect eligibility under other schemes. The PLI 2.0 scheme will be available for a period of 6 years. The initial application period will be 45 days, with the possibility of extension. The scheme may be reopened for applications at any time during its tenure based on industry response. Applicants who apply after the initial period will be eligible for incentives for the remaining tenure, ending on 31st March 2031. Let's talk about the base year for calculating net incremental sales of manufactured goods. The base year for this calculation is FY 2022 to 23. Applicants can choose to participate from 1st April 2024 or 1st April 2025, in which case FY 2023 to 24 or FY 2024 to 25 will be the base year. FY 2021 to 22 will be considered for qualification criteria regardless of the participation year. Now, let's discuss the expected cumulative incentive outlay for the PLI 2.0 scheme. Incentives will be applicable for 6 years, starting from 1st July 2023, 1st April 2024, or 1st April 2025, depending on the applicant's choice. Incentives per company will be based on net incremental sales, with ceilings of 4,500 crore rupees for global companies, 2,250 crore rupees for hybrid, global domestic companies, and 500 crore rupees for domestic companies. A penalty of 5% or 10% will be imposed on the payable PLI amount if the actual PLI falls short by 25% to 50% or more than 50%, respectively, compared to the estimated PLI provided by the applicant. Let's talk about the computation and approval process for the PLI 2.0 scheme. Incremental investment and net sales will be assessed based on applicant-provided details. Applications must be submitted before the due date, and approvals will be issued to eligible applicants based on qualification criteria and budget availability. Incentives will be released to eligible applicants upon meeting eligibility thresholds and fulfilling disbursement requirements. The PLI 2.0 scheme will be implemented through a nodal agency, with specific responsibilities outlined in the scheme guidelines. The Empowered Group of Secretaries will monitor and review the scheme's progress and may make revisions and amendments as necessary during the scheme's tenure. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology will issue separate guidelines for the PLI 2.0 scheme with the approval of the Minister of Electronics and Information Technology. The scheme and guidelines will be periodically reviewed and amended as required with the approval of the Minister of Electronics and Information Technology. To summarize, the PLI 2.0 scheme for IT hardware manufacturing is a significant step taken by the Indian government to promote domestic manufacturing in the IT hardware sector. Through financial incentives and a supportive environment, the scheme aims to attract investments, create employment opportunities, and reduce import dependency. By encouraging localization of IT hardware components and subassemblies, the government envisions positioning India as a global hub for IT hardware production. This scheme holds immense potential for boosting the Indian economy, strengthening the electronics industry, and establishing India as a key player in the global IT hardware market. It offers opportunities for domestic manufacturers, investors, and job seekers, while also reducing the country's reliance on imports. Thank you for your attention throughout this presentation. We hope it has provided you with valuable insights into the PLI 2.0 scheme for IT hardware. If you have any questions or would like further clarification, we would be delighted to address them. Together, let us embrace this opportunity to drive the growth of domestic IT hardware manufacturing in India. Thank you.